No offense, but if someone is excited about something and you make them feel stupid for being excited about it, you are the worst type of person. We don't talk about this enough. How easy it is to crush someone's spirit just with a few careless words. Especially when the idea is still fragile, when the idea is still forming, and the person sharing it is simply looking for support, not approval. There are moments when the only thing you need is for someone to say, "That sounds like a good idea, go for it." But instead, some people, especially those that we admire, they can make you question everything. And I remember sharing an idea for a podcast I really believed in with someone I respected, someone I considered a mentor, basically. I expected guidance, maybe some encouragement, but what I got was, "Bim, don't waste your life on this thing. Nobody will watch it or listen to it." And he added, "No offense." I still feel that sentence in my chest till today. But then there are a couple of things I learned from the experience that I'm very hopeful that you would also learn and hold very closely to your heart, especially as you're going towards chasing your dreams, or if you're already doing that, being able to not fall prey to people who, for them, it's just basic. They probably don't even know that anything has changed or happened to you. But to you, it has ruined your chances of going all out, or starting or making something meaningful with your life. And I'm really hoping that you don't fall into this kind of place, because it's very easy to want to seek counsel, look for mentors, because you admire them, you believe they can guide you in the right way. But most times you end up getting burnt. Sometimes you end up losing money. But then the worst kind is losing the core of who you are because of someone's careless words. Now, the first thing I need you to understand is that not everyone will believe in your vision. And that's fine. You don't have to make them see it by fire, by force, that there's something good inside of you. There is this grand idea you see. You just have to accept that not everyone will believe in your vision. And then the next thing is to remember, always remember, that some people are so locked into their own version of success that they can't see the value in yours. Like, they believe it is supposed to be this way. And if you're coming with a fresh mind, with a renewed spirit, and they are very archaic to that, they will put it down. So always remember that. And honestly, your vision wasn't given to them. It was given to you. So when someone can't carry your dream, don't hand them the weight. Do not do that. You will regret it. And I'm saying this to you because I believe there's something in you that can thrive and can actually glow. So don't make that mistake. But then one thing I've noticed that happens time and time again is that when you have the chance to support someone else, if the tables are turned, if the script is flipped, please show up, even if it is not your idea. Even if you don't fully get it yet, be in a position where you can nurture someone else's goals or dreams. Not because you don't understand this. Yeah, that's fine, you understand it. But you can also be in a place where just a few words of encouragement, even if you outrightly feel like they are going to do nonsense or rubbish, still encourage them in a way that makes them realize that you're not putting down the idea, but you're making them see that there is a different path to take. Because believing in someone else doesn't cost you anything. But for them, it means everything. There are lots of people that I've been able to encourage within my short period of doing the things I do. I mean, 10 years is not short, but it feels short. And I always look at the things they're doing today compared to when I met them at first, and I shared few words that I didn't even know could change their lives. And it makes me genuinely excited that my work or that those words planted something that became a really fruitful fruit in their life. And as we usually do it, I'll give you a couple of things to take away from this session. And they are quite practical things. And I want you to always remember these things. If you have some time, you can take out notes and, maybe a pen and jot this down because you really need it. Especially if you've been hurt in the past by so-called mentors, people you look up to, and all of those things. Because if you don't take this seriously, I am so sorry. It'll be very hard to make something out of your life if it solely depends on other people's opinions, their approval, and then them just saying something nice about you. So the first thing is to protect your excitement. And I'll tell you the truth. Not every idea should be shared with every person, especially in the early stages. I remember having this idea to go all out with sharing stock photos, which I talked about, which I told you about it, yeah? And in my head, it didn't seem like it was a fun idea, but then I shared it with a friend, and it was like, damn, this is brilliant, go for it. And I did. He just said, damn, this is brilliant, go for it. I'm so sure that he probably thought, it's not really much, but at least try. Because we talked about it later on, and I realized that was the case. It was like, he just felt like I could do it. He wasn't so confident in the fact that I could do it, but he just saw that this guy has done stuff in the past that potentially can lead into something else. And that was it. But then, imagine if it had landed in the hands or in the ears of someone else who didn't see the value in doing stuff like that. It would have died. And the next thing is to use rejection as fuel, not as a finish line. You're never at a point where, your life has ended, you can't make progress anymore and all of those things. No, that's not the case. It just means that I could have dropped the podcast idea right there and then, but instead I doubled down, and that podcast, it found its people. Today, there are thousands of people all over the world listening to Figuring Life Out, which originally started as a simple creative. It was a small idea. But then the rejection became something that I nurtured and used it as fuel to be able to push myself and go. Note, this wasn't a scheme of, I'm going to show this person that I can do it. No, it was me genuinely thinking, maybe the reason why this person doesn't really understand this is because they can't do it. I can. So let me do it. It was never out of a place of spite or hatred or to prove a point. It was just simple. I really believe in this thing. It is small, but it can grow. And the next thing is you need to learn to self-validate. You need people, yes. It's important. But you also need you. Like, instead of trying to get people to tell you how nice what you're doing is, you need to stand on your own beliefs, your own convictions. What are the things that you believe to be true about yourself? Stand by those things. And if there's anything I think I've told you in the past, and I'll tell you again and again, be the voice you needed. Like, every time someone shares their dreams with you, please pause and listen. And then choose words that build, not break. I'm appealing to you because right now, as you're in this early stages of your own thing, you're going to grow. You will improve. you would scale. You become someone people are looking up to. When you get a chance to also influence someone else, please do not break them down. Let your words inspire. Let your words bring hope. And as I close, I want you to just come a bit closer. Come closer. You were never meant to fit in. That's the truth. You were never meant to blend in. If anything, what I believe you should focus on is standing out, showing up, and going all out. Because if you don't carry the vision, who will? If you don't encourage yourself in your down moments, in the moments where it doesn't feel like you know what you're navigating, who will? And if someone else tries to shut it down, remember this. They didn't see what you saw. And that's okay. That's okay. Not everyone, really, like not everyone needs to understand what you saw. And I'm so fascinated by the story of David. What just happened? I was so fascinated by the story of David in the sense that David, regardless of all the things happening to him, he stayed true. Even though he was trying to they almost tried to kill him, the same thing with Joseph. And you realize that people who often have these goals and these big dreams, they often end up being the ones that are most humiliated. They go through the worst of the worst things, but eventually things change for them. And I really hope you learn something from this. And if you have any questions, if you have anything to share, if you need words that would bring life into your life and what you do, please feel free to reach out to me. And I'll be more than happy to talk to you or walk you through it. Thank you again for being here. I'll see you soon.